was amazing. And then, having to
You should
lead
have
your
heard him
targets.
using all the terminology.
Oh my God.
He's got it nailed. I'm like, I could tell he was trying really hard to say right and left, and a few minutes in, I said, Jeff, you can say port and starboard. I know which ones you're talking about. Go check out the Horror, Philosophy, and Culture podcast, Scary Thoughts. Co-hosts Mark Cate and Chad Lott cover classic and auteur horror films, going deep while keeping the conversation light. To listen, go over to iTunes, Stitcher, or YouTube, or wherever you receive your dark sermons from the curse minds of the damned.
This week in Comically Gaming, Black Panther news, Deadpool 2 trailer talk, CD Projekt Red news, Ubisoft Takeover, EA Star Wars game, and we do CBBC with Gideon Falls.
Welcome, everybody. After some hardcore technical difficulties,
My God.
finally rolling and recording here. How we doing?
It's been the theme of the night for technical difficulty.
Yep.
Well, hope everybody's had a great week. This is Comically Gaming, episode 97. We're almost at 100, fellas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, watch for that spectacular. What did we do this week? I did.
Oh.
So,
What didn't you do?
right. It was a busy
Yep.
week. First of all, The Walking Dead got good for a minute. Great episode of The Walking Dead. We're, as we always got to kind of say, because we record, Walking Dead's on right now as we were recording, so I'm actually talking about last week's episode or 2 weeks ago by the time this hits. But man, that was fucking great. I know Corey watched it, right?
Yeah. Yep. It's awesome.
Wasn't it awesome? It was so awesome in so many ways. Like, it just
every
it was fun.
different thing that was going on in it was great.
Yep. And like I say, just fun. It's been a long time since I was like, yeah, when I've been watching. And this, yeah, this episode was full of tons of that.
Right.
Watched episode 1 of One Punch Man. Anybody watch it?
Oh, how is that?
I've watched it, yeah.
Never heard of it.
It seemed great. Seemed great so far. For the first episode, it's like the superhero who he's basically, his problem is he's Superman. One Punch Man, he kills anything with one punch, like big, huge, gigantic things that he punches and boom, they just explode. And because of that, he's disillusioned and depressed about it.
That's awesome.
Like there's no excitement in his life, even though he's the most powerful person on the world. So it's good stuff. Really funny.
Relate to
It's
that.
intentionally a comedy, and it was good.
I can't get into that one.
Okay.
I watched 4 or 5 episodes, and my buddy at work is constantly telling me to keep watching it, but...
Well, I'll let you know. We're at least going to go a few more. The first one we all liked here in my house. So,
Sure.
more of this.
Yeah, buddy.
Crazy. I've spent... I guess I didn't understand, Dirk, how many hours this takes to get off the ground, but I'm friggin', just...
and we're level 1. Just wait.
I know it. Just going crazy with Dungeons and
Wait
Dragons.
till you get to 5.
Yeah, trying to get this stuff going, but really liking it, learning so much. So it's a lot of fun.
It's a
So
lot.
fun was fun.
Yeah,
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Thanks.
I was.
Fun for me too, and I got all kinds of stuff for the next one. Anyways, the video games, Ni no Kuni 2. Played very little bit of that. I know, Corey, you probably played much more than me. How far into it are you?
He's done.
Yeah, right. I'm 4.5 hours.
4.5. Okay, I'm probably a half an hour in, at the first save spot. But seems awesome. Seems really cool.
Yeah. It is. It's great.
Yeah, I'm definitely depressed that I have to beat 5 role-playing games before I can even start that one.
Right.
Yeah.
But it definitely seemed cool, the first impression.
Yeah, I'm digging it. It's cool, and there's different stuff going on. Apparently there's city building, which I almost got to before the show, but I didn't get to it. But they have tactics battles on the world map. there's regular battles where you just run into an enemy and it goes to the battle scene and you battle them, and then there's tactical battles where you control armies and stuff around the battlefield, and those are fun. All the characters are pretty sweet so far. I'm really liking it.
Better than the first one?
I didn't play the first one.
Ah.
Yeah, we didn't have PS3s, and that was one of those rare exclusives that never got off of it. I wasn't expecting the kind of time thing that I won't spoil for
Right.
people who haven't played it
Yeah,
yet.
me
I guess
neither.
I wasn't expecting that at all, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
and the art style, I really like it. It looks great.
Yeah, Ghibli. Studio Ghibli. Yeah, it's awesome.
I feel like it feels by the numbers, like it doesn't feel exciting. It feels like I'm playing an old school JRPG basically. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like I have,
Right.
Final Fantasy like got weird in recent times, you know what I mean? Like this feels like comfort food or something, so
Yeah, it just feels like a really well-made JRPG.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yep, totally. Monster Hunter World, I'm almost at the end. I'm going to do it by next week. That's my goal here. And then played for the first time ever. Played some PUBG. I don't know. It was fun. It's exactly what I expected it to be. You know what I mean? There's no difference from what it was in my mind to what it is in reality. You know, and I guess it's fun. I don't know. Nothing's like making me. I'd rather go back and play Monster Hunter and Ni no Kuni or any of these other games right now than more PUBG for some reason. It's like I'm fatigued on it even though I've never played it, just because so many people talk about it or whatever.
That's what we're talking about. I played PUBG Mobile.
Oh, did you? What'd you think?
Yeah. It's pretty good for a free mobile game.
Is it?
I mean,
Is
it's,
pretend joystick controls, or how do you control
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's that you use your left thumb in the bottom right-hand corner is like the left joystick, and then you just touch the screen for look controls. But it controls pretty well. I mean, I made it to the top 15.
Nice.
So, but it was for a free mobile game is pretty good. I mean, it looks just like the game does from what I've seen.
That's funny.
Really, it's got millions of downloads and it was just released.
Yeah,
It's huge.
I read some article that it's destroying high schools because everybody's playing it. And then finally, me and Jeff rocked it hard last night with some Sea of Thieves, and that was a ton of fun too. I don't know how much I'll play it. Like it is kind of one of those online. You know what I mean? It's like Destiny. It's like you kind of got to go all in, and I've got so much else going on right now with my games and whatnot. But man, it's fun. It's really fun. People who complain, all the complaints about lack of content, it's the exact same situation to me as Destiny 2. There's plenty of content there for me, and it's awesome. Like when you watch how the physics of the sails and stuff work, it's so cool. And then all of a sudden there's some fortress off on the side of a mountain that's shooting cannonballs at you while you're watching wind physics on your sails. It's and then the songs, we were jamming last night. We were rocking that. Yeah, so Jeff, I know you got to have more to talk about it than me. I know you put in like 30 hours or something. Like I only played 3. But I got to say I really, really liked it.
I did too.
Yeah.
I can save mine for when I talk.
Okay. All right. I'll do that. So yeah, that's it. That's my week.
All right.
Corey.
Me. So I finished up Splatoon 2 this week.
Nice.
Just beat that. Really good. Great platformer. The campaign was good. Pretty short. It's 5 worlds. Each of them have like 6 levels, and each level is like 10 minutes. So it's like 5-6 hour campaign. But really good, really well done. And then multiplayer is fun too. I never played Splatoon 1, and Splatoon 2 is pretty sweet.
Sounds the same.
Yeah.
As far as campaign, yeah. What's your score? By the way, scores.
8.4.
Yeah! See how much better that feels to just...
No, because it's like subjective.
Like,
Yeah, now
what?
you're just gonna be like,
Like
well,
the
what's the difference between
almost-
an 8.4 and an 8.3? Like,
Yeah.
Right. Also, you provide more of a gradient than equivalizing between, is that a word? Between two nines, you know? They're not going to be
yeah,
the same, you know, in the nines.
I'm with
So-
you.
Right.
That's why I voted for it. So
Yeah.
just for
And,
the
like,
viewers' sake,
Doom, I'd give it 8.0. Splatoon 2 is better than Doom, but it's not a 9. You know?
Right.
So, 8.4.
Hey, Pitchfork does the same thing, the music site.
So for the viewers,
Everybody does
we're
it.
going from a 10-point scale to a 100-point scale. It's going to be, we're adding the decimal point onto our rating system. So
I mean, that's what Metacritic's 100-point scale.
Oh,
IGN does the
Metacritic.
point. I mean, I don't know anybody who does a straight 10-point scale.
We did, and that's what set us apart.
yeah, so Comically Gaming.
No more.
Days of yore.
And then I beat Monster Hunter World. So, I mean, that game's fucking awesome. I also spent about 10 hours farming a weapon set and weapon, which was I hadn't really done yet, and that was really sweet too. But I think we've talked about it a ton. I mean, it's one of my favorite games ever at this point, I think, after beating it, and it's just so great. And I'm 69 hours in and just want to play more. I don't even feel like I've mastered it at all. You know, there's still plenty of shit to do, and I still want to keep playing it. It's just so awesome. 9.5.
9.5.
There you go.
What keeps it from being a 10? What's the negatives involved?
I would say like the way multiplayer works, the matchmaking, the
Right.
cutscene
Yeah.
stuff.
I agree with
You
that.
should be able to play through the levels from the get-go and just watch the cutscenes together.
Yeah, it was when me and Jeff were playing Sea of Thieves. It was like, hit your
Right.
Xbox button, go to your friend's name, boom, you're playing together.
Yeah.
Through the
Yeah,
whole
I mean,
game.
if we're on the same missions, we should just be able to play them through together and not have to start it, get to the cutscene, quit out, then re-invite everybody who's already seen the cutscene. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. It's totally backwards.
you just minor gripes like that. The way, you know, switching from sessions, the way you have to invite somebody to your guild, you have to jump out to a public session, invite somebody, send them the guild invite, and then, you know, just little shit like that. Nothing about the
I'm with you.
gameplay
Yep.
or the story. I mean, graphics are awesome, gameplay is awesome, story's awesome, all the chef, everybody's so awesome, you know, all the different characters are great. I love everything about it except for those few minor things are what keep it from being a perfect 10 out of 10.
Gotcha.
But,
Gotcha.
but
That's some grade A analysis right there.
That is great
Couldn't agree more.
analysis.
yeah. And then, you know, Goonie, we talked about that. That's my next thing. It's so long, I'm going to try and throw in some games like with no story so I can keep beating games while I play Nino Kuni. But,
Yeah.
but I think I might try a Super Meat Boy. We'll see how it goes. But other than that, I watched Walking Dead. Watched the newest Darling in the Franxx. It's kind of slowed down a little bit. And I read Gideon Falls a couple weeks ago, so that wasn't this week. I don't think I read any other books. I played PUBG Mobile. Played more Pokemon Go. I was out there hunting them today. Took down 2 gyms.
Nice.
That's about it. That's my week.
So, well, just real quick, while you're talking about TV towards the end there, it made me remember that we're like a week away from Legion being back.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jeff, you need to look for
That
Legion
is sweet.
Season 1, like, day marathon that you can
You would love it,
DVR.
man.
So
That
great.
will be
It'll be happening this week.
May.
It'll be
I
happening
won't
this week.
I don't have time till May.
It's only
I'm
like
serious.
10 episodes or something.
That's 10 hours that I have other stuff to do.
It's dense, though.
You watched like 5 episodes of Jessica Jones in 2 days.
Yeah, that'll be like one
Yeah.
day for you.
Yeah.
You'll
That
get some
was-
wild hair up your ass.
We gotta look at. Let's build a timeline and see when I've been able to binge watch.
You need a secretary.
I need
Well,
someone
you
to write.
played Sea of Thieves for 12 hours the other day.
Yep.
That was different.
Time
That was
management.
for research purposes only.
All right,
The
Dirk.
relationship.
All right. So, I did not play a whole lot of games this week. Again, outside of Everybody's Golf, which we figured out, you can get galleries on each level. So we're at somewhere between 60 and 70 out of 90 to 100 on each level. Just
Of people
working
in the
on those.
galleries?
What's that?
Of people sitting in the galleries?
Yeah, yeah.
How do you do it?
You have to beat them by 3 strokes.
I've been doing
And-
that, and they're still not.
Well, there's just so many. I mean, and the
Really?
thing is, it'll cycle. If like you can still play those same people over and over again, but you can choose to use coins to recycle and shuffle till you get people that you haven't beat. Which I
Okay.
didn't know about right off the bat. But so we're working through that. Still trying to do Celeste here and there, pockets of it. Mainly, it was a Shadow of War week, which I streamed tonight.
Mm-hmm.
That was sweet. It's a great game. I love it. Finished Jessica Jones. I give that a 7.3.
I will not watch it. I'm done.
7.3. It was very uneven. I think I talked to Steph about that
Yeah.
on Twitter about it. It's up and down, you know. It does have really great moments, but it also has really weird and kind of like, why was that scene there sort of moments. I spent all my time this past week just reading comic books.
Sure.
I read Mr. Miracle 7, Deadpool 296, Snagglepuss 3, which is crazy. It's getting into like philosophy talk with Nietzsche and stuff. It's very bizarre.
It's awesome.
I read Star Wars 43, which is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And I started reading Darth Vader, Dark Lord of the Sith.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I bought that collection in the 99-cent sale.
Yeah,
started
from last.
it.
Yeah, that's the one that I'm reading. Yeah,
Okay, I
it's
got it.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's cool.
But the highlight of the week for me is that, which is fucking hilarious.
Say it for the audio too.
It is Sex Criminals Volume 1.
Okay.
One weird track.
Whoa.
It's Matt
Heard that was good.
Fraction and Chip.
Yeah, me
Darth-
and Corey were talking about that like a year and a half ago, even like before you guys were here, it was on some lists and stuff.
Yeah. It's it's exactly what it says in that title. It's very out there, you know, don't let your kids get this comic sort of thing.
It's really good though. I'm gonna have to-
It is. It's really funny, actually. It's well written. The comedy is
Criminals doesn't sound like a comedy to me.
right. But yeah, it's well, I don't want to go into spoilers about what it is, but yeah, it's pretty much what it is. But yeah, it's definitely a comedy, but very sharp on the wit sort of thing. Dark comedy. And then X-Men Red #1. Man, I'm loving Jean Grey being back. She's just been awesome since she's returned. I don't know. Sweet.
Nice.
And then Gideon Falls #1, which we'll review.
Yep.
That's it.
Wow.
I'm short weeks.
I
Yeah,
no,
well.
Arg matey.
All right.
All right.
I took the day off on Friday with other plans, but then Sea of Thieves interested me enough to try the 14-day game trial for Game Pass on the Xbox. Let's just say 15 hours later,
Is when I started.
I really love that game, and I'm having a hard time focusing on anything else because I just want to go go out to sea. And I as Nate said, the physics and how dynamic the control of a wooden sailing ship is with the wind is crazy. How much you have to, fight with the ship to keep it stay on course. You have to know, which way the wind is coming so you can angle your sail to get the maximum effect. And then you have to steer opposite to sort of tack yourself across the ocean. It's great with multiple people. It really is a lot more.
In you.
It does bring out the sailor in me.
For those who don't know, Jeff's a sailor.
Yeah.
So
Zally.
it was amazing. And then, having to
You should
lead
have
your
heard him
targets.
using all the terminology.
Oh my God.
He's got it nailed. I'm like, I could tell he was trying really hard to say right and left, and a few minutes in, I said, Jeff, you could say port and starboard. I know which ones you're talking about.
It was game on. It was great because I love it. You can climb up in the crow's nest, look around with your spyglass, look for masts on the horizon, and then as well as they did the graphics, you can tell if it's a closing contact or an opening contact just based on the angle of the bow of the ship. And it gets really intuitive. Like, I figured out, turn off your lights. Nate didn't like it because it was dark, but I turned off all my lights all the time that people don't know which way you're facing if your lights are off. And then you can turn on one light to give it a false aspect, and it's super awesome, dude. And people will chase you. We were being chased by this guy for an hour, I think.
Yeah. This is what we didn't talk about earlier is there's these missions that you do in the game, but then there's other people out there. And like the first person we saw, Jeff's like, see him? He's over there, and we're doing our thing, and he's still kind of around, and he's like, let's go get that fucker. And we took him down. Like, we went and chased him down and shot him, and we had great skills. And then towards the end, we're like, okay, it's bedtime. Let's get going. We got a ship full of treasure. We got to go bring back to the base. And then, it's like, hey, there's these two ships fighting each other. And when we got close to it, the one took off, and this other guy takes off after us. And so, he was too close to us at the town where we drop off our stuff, so we had to take him back out to sea and try and lose him. And it turned into, this hour-long thing of this guy chasing us down across the sea. And we finally, we went around this huge storm and around some islands and stuff, so that when we got back to base, we were finally like, okay, screw it, we're going to let him shoot us. We want to try and get all our stuff to the store before he can sink us because we had enough distance on him. Just really cool experience. You cannot have stuff like that, you know what I mean, in other games. It was really cool.
Yeah.
That sounds sweet.
It was sweet because he did, because he was closer. When we were trying to get away, I had no wind. I was fighting. For a half hour to try and catch the sail, catch wind, and he was meeting us for move, and he gained on us for a while, and I was trying to cut islands really close to try and drag him to either go wide and open up range to us or hit the island, and we may have run aground a few times.
Yeah, and there was one point where we're like, okay, screw it, we're gonna fight him, and then it was like, there were 17 holes in our ships, and I don't know if we landed a hit on the guy. We're like,
we did.
Go.
We hit him a couple times.
This guy was clearly outskilled us, though.
He was pretty good. He'd probably been playing, for 48 hours. His eyes were bloodshot.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing the only thing I'm concerned with is there's no tutorial.
Mm-hmm.
There is no tutorial. I mean, they start you on a bar, and you're like, okay, go.
Yep.
And so
I
you
like
have to
that nowadays.
You have to figure everything out. So it's a great learning curve, and then it's more fun to explore and find out how to play the game.
Yep.
And it's open world to the point people can sneak on board your ship, kill you, take your chickens, take your chest, and that's the PvP of the game. But there's musical instruments. You can get drunk and throw up on people and catch a bucket. And
nice.
But yeah, that was the big thing. The other thing is I read Marvel 2-in-1 number 4.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, how's that? I haven't read it
It's
yet.
pretty good. It's really good. And then I saw this, which is the number 1 for the game. It's okay. It's all right.
Yeah,
it's kind of if Disney wrote a comic book.
Who put that out?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Who's the
Titan
publisher?
Comics,
Okay.
and it's really wordy. I mean, there's a lot of panels with a lot of
Who wrote it?
Jeremy Whitley and Roald Marcellus.
Roald Dahl?
I'm not familiar with them.
No, not Roald Dahl. So I read that, and then I read Gideon's Fall really quick. And did I buy Star Wars this week or last week? I can't remember.
Last week, I think.
Last week,
about
okay.
It. Yeah.
But yeah, most of my time was spent at sea, and I don't know. It was fun when we were jamming and sailing because it just sort of really set the whole theme and mood of the game.
Yeah.
And you run. Nate missed the Kraken. That was awesome.
It's all right. I'll see it another time.
Well, but that was my busy 15-hour week of playing Sea of Thieves
Nice.
and updating my Xbox because I hadn't been turned on in like 2 years, 3 years.
You got an Xbox One?
Yeah.
You?
Yeah.
I haven't even heard you mention it.
I haven't played it in 3 years.
Yeah. I got him convinced. I said, "You have Halo 5?" And we both have the Game Pass now, anyways. And like, yeah, okay, you're my Halo 5 buddy. We got to play Gears 4. Want to check that out at some point too?
Yeah.
All these the co-op Microsoft games that used to be my bro games.
Yeah. The Stallion 87.
Yeah.
So I got to buy Xbox One.
Dirk, go buy an Xbox One.
Everybody buy an Xbox One. All right. Hold on.
News of the week.
So weak.
All right. Number 5. Black Panther news. For a couple things. First thing, Marvel's animated Black Panther series is available to stream for free on YouTube.
Have y'all seen that? I haven't seen it.
No, I didn't have a chance to yet. But PSA for everybody out there.
Probably won't.
Get on it while the getting's good.
Their animation is typically, I mean,
usually Marvel cartoons kind of suck.
Yeah.
But I think the straight to YouTube thing, I think this is like different producers and the out on the Disney channels and stuff nowadays. Like, it seems like people are acting like it's worth a watch.
I wonder if it's a test.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's one thing that
for
DC
Disney.
kicks their ass at.
Yeah.
Is it a
Actually.
kid show?
I think the DC ones are terrible too.
Man, that Batman animated series was incredible.
That was one series 15 years ago. The stuff that DC puts out now is garbage.
Oh, actually, there's an All-Star Superman that's also badass.
All right.
Yeah. Second part of the news. Black Panther's first film since Avatar to rule the box office for 5 weeks in a row.
Insane.
Yeah,
I think it's also their biggest movie,
Yep.
Marvel's biggest movie. Yeah.
Yep,
Beat the Avengers.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
doing,
That's great.
doing crazy well. And Infinity War is projected to beat it. So
it finally was. I think it was beaten this weekend by Pacific Rim.
Oh, right.
2.
It's the first, Pacific Rim 2. Uprising.
number 4. I'm gonna dip out here for this one because I didn't watch it and I don't want spoilers. Deadpool 4, Deadpool 2 trailer.
Deadpool 4.
Well,
Wow.
Can we talk about it without spoilers and just go leave it at that? 'Cause
Yeah,
I think
if you
you're
wanna
probably
do
the
that.
only one, right? Like,
Yeah, we can.
It
Yeah.
showed a lot.
It
and
showed a
that's
lot.
Probably the best. I mean,
It
Did. I didn't want to watch it
showed-
because Nate
hearing what
said.
you guys said on Facebook, I'm like, okay, I'm not watching it then.
It caught
Yeah.
me by surprise. When I shared that out, I sit there and I was like, ooh, new Deadpool trailer. So I clicked it and I started watching it. And after I shared it. So I shared it and then I watched it and then I'm like, well, cat's out of the bag now.
yeah, Bill would have done it if you didn't anyway. So
Yeah.
we always look at trailers. It's just this one in particular. We all kind of talked about when it happened that Deadpool 1 trailers kind of ruined all the jokes in Deadpool 1, and it was cool up until this one. All their trailers were like him
Yeah.
playing with
Funny
toys.
with action figures. That's what I liked about them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed. Or the Bob Ross thing, like, and not a ton from the movies. And this one was like straight up regular kind of trailer,
bunch.
And
seemed
it
like
was
showed too many jokes.
it was a red band trailer without the red band too. I noticed.
No, they're both out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the two different versions were out there.
Oh well.
Yep.
It's
Anyways,
a shame. It
Go
did
check
show
it
too
out.
much.
It besides that fact,
It's awesome.
it got me hyped.
Hell yeah.
The-
Domino, man.
It got me hyped. There's more stuff that I won't spoil for Corey or the rest of you guys out there, but
Yeah.
looking good.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Nice. Number 3. CD Projekt Red news. Bunch of shit.
CD Projekt Red news of the week.
So Cyberpunk 2077 will have character classes. So I don't know. Who posted? You put that up there, Nate?
So yeah, but more important is the after the comma multiplayer still uncertain. CD Projekt Red has kind of come out and made fun of the microtransaction world that everybody else has been in trouble with the past year, and
Right.
said that that The Witcher was a single player story that was great, and that's what Cyberpunk's going to be as well. And then so somebody high up in the company, I don't know exactly who, was interviewed, and basically said that yes, shareholders of the company want them to do some multiplayer stuff. They're not going to do microtransactions, and they don't really know what it looks like, and it won't be a part of the game that gets released initially, but that DLC of some multiplayer sort is a possibility at least. And I'll just throw out there, that'd be fucking awesome. Like if we all had our own Android dude, and at the end game of it, we could all explore the world together. Like
Right.
I trust them to kind of, if they're
To do it
thinking
right.
that hard
Do
about
it
it,
right,
yeah,
yeah.
that they're going to do something cool with it, right? It's not just going to be a deathmatch or something, right? Like
For sure.
so anyway.
Hell yeah.
I think with the character classes is just as important. I guess I didn't read it, but I mean, if it's so, it's not gonna be. You're not gonna be
Geralt.
Geralt.
Yeah, right.
Obviously, if that's the case,
Correct.
you won't be a character. You'll be your own character. You won't be a specific character that's already has their own backstory and stuff. It sounds like if you can have different character classes, but second part of the news, they opened a third studio to work on Cyberpunk 2077. So,
I think you could just move on. That news is what the headline is, right?
Yep. And then Witcher 4, the CEO said they're not going to create Witcher 4. Witcher was a 3-part deal.
Yeah.
And that's that.
So it's bullshit, right? There's no chance that it might not be called The Witcher 4, right? But there's no chance that they don't get back to this. Companies don't take things that make money and throw it in the garbage nowadays. They just don't.
Right. That's honest.
It'd be cool to be the dwarf.
EA does.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, CD Projekt doesn't sound like they're all about the money. If they're sticking to their plan, maybe.
True.
Whatever. They're a company. They are all about the money. There's no chance there's no Witcher going after this. The way that he said it in the interview was kind of weird, too. I think it was, not necessarily taken out of context, but he was, like, stretching for something and just said something stupid. There's no chance that they don't go back.
We'll see. And then supposedly Cyberpunk 2077 will be at E3 this year. Won't launch with multiplayer.
When is E3?
June.
May?
June?
Yeah, beginning of June.
Yeah. Trailer. That'll be hype.
Oh, man. What?
Show us. Number 2. Ubisoft wins the hostile takeover. It's been going on for years. The company, what is it?
Vivendi.
Vivendi's been trying to buy them out for years and sold all their stocks. So,
Yeah, for years
Cool.
and years, they've been trying to do a hostile takeover of the company, throw out the guy who runs it. You know what I mean? And this is something that is, that happens. It's weird to hear about in video games. You don't normally hear about it, but you know, I'm for me, it's 100%. Thank goodness it didn't happen. Ubisoft
Yeah.
is one of the only like AAA companies that I feel like, yeah, they do some stupid stuff here and there, but in general, playing The Division, playing Assassin's Creed,
Assassin's Creed.
Ghost Recon, like these
Yeah.
are all games that I had fun with. That I didn't feel like I was ripped
Yeah.
off. That were AAA experiences, really cool online stuff, and all of them. Like, I don't want. I'm glad Ubisoft's not going to get changed by outside forces, right?
That's awesome.
right,
Yeah,
for sure, yeah. Yeah, they're definitely one of the better big companies. So, good. Number 1, this shitty big company, EA, is hiring for an open world Star Wars game.
I don't know.
It could be cool, but again,
I
EA
don't-
has to be good about it.
Yeah, if it was any other company saying that there's going to be an open world Star Wars game, I'd be hyped. But
Yeah.
we'll see how they wreck it.
As far as we sit here today, I have zero faith in EA making a good Star Wars game as long as I
Right.
have
Sure.
this contract, right? Like
sure.
they've done nothing but mistake after mistake, and
Yeah.
I have no faith in them at all.
And they try and fix it with patches, and it just downward spiral. That's why I'm liking games that if they have microtransactions, it's only to buy cosmetic enhancing items. It doesn't affect your gameplay in the game.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
right.
So far that's, Sea of Thieves is doing that right now, and Overwatch does that.
Monster Hunter does that. You can buy face paint.
Yeah.
But it doesn't affect the gameplay, yeah. And that's
Yeah.
fine if people buy the shit out of that stuff. I mean, like Dota is a free game on Steam, and they make so much fucking money off of their cosmetics. My friends spent like thousands on cosmetic shit for fucking that does nothing. Like PC gamers in particular just eat that shit up.
Yeah,
But-
I don't like it the way that Overwatch does it and the way that Battlefront 2 is doing it now, that they brought him back, where I don't like the fact that it's like crates at the end of the game and that's what you're playing for. Like, well,
Yeah.
like I like it way more like Monster Hunter. If you don't go to that particular place, you're never gonna see it.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Like you have to go out of your way to do it. And so for those of us who aren't into that, it doesn't affect the game at all.
Well,
Right.
and Capcom's done it right, especially with Monster Hunter World, because look when they're launching the Ryu armor and then the Aloy armor and the Wiggle head. It's a couple Ryu you had to have Street Fighter V, and it unlocked that quest inside the game just to get the Ryu look.
And you had to buy his moves if you actually wanted to use the real money.
Yeah.
But I think that Capcom is smarter about it than pay. I'm not going to pay money for cosmetics. I could give a rat's fuck if I have a red gun with a gold handle. I could give two shits.
I don't know. I almost bought some face paint. It's like $1. It looked pretty cool. So.
Yeah, I'm not even against it if that's the case, right? Like, especially for something like Monster Hunter that I love so much.
Right.
Give me some cool ways to give you money, and maybe I'll think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's it. That's the news of the week.
All right, so you can find all of our stuff online. Every show we do, all the Labyrinth Lifer stuff, the Sunday night streams, all that junk is up on Patreon, on our Patreon page, patreon.com/GCNC. You can also donate $1 or $2 or $3 or $4. You can donate some dollars to help us make this better.
Yeah. Check it.
$20,000.
You can put our sweet stickers on your Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$3 Patreon a month. Get you one of those stickers in the mail. That includes shipping if you're in the United States anyways.
Yeah. Find us on Twitter at GCANDC.
And thank you to Fred Thomas for opening music and C. Ryder for our awesome logo.
Yep.
Sweet.
Thanks.
So,
So this has been Comically Gaming, episode 97. We're about to go into the comic book club. About twice a month, we do the comic book club. It's a full spoilers discussion around some awesome comic books. These guys have really clued me into some awesome stuff since we take turns picking them. So this week's is Gideon Falls #1. So if you have not read that yet, then come back and watch this after you give it a read, because I think
it's hard to
I
find.
liked it.
It's hard to find in the comic book store. That is for sure.
So if you're taking off, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week. We appreciate it. Appreciate you stopping in.
We love you.
And check out for episode 99, the next comic book club will be Marvel 2-in-1 #4.
Corey will be happy about that.
Nice. I need to catch up on it.
Totes.
Episode 97, our comic book club of the week. Gideon Falls #1.
What's up?
I've been waiting for this book since last November. So
that's a pretty sweet cover. That's not what I got on comic.
Yeah, you got that.
Yeah.
You got
I got
variant there?
I got the black
Yeah, it's an
one.
alternate. Yeah, it's an alternate. It's the only one that he had left.
Hold it up closer. Let's see it.
Nice.
Nice.
I had to take it. Yeah, it was the only thing. He was like, that book sold as soon as I put it on the rack. And all the pulls. I mean, both comic book shops. The other ones didn't have it either. So, Jeff Lemire, Andrea Sorrentino. Jeff Lemire, of course, he's done a slew of books at Marvel and Image. Great writer. And then, what can you say about Andrea Sorrentino's artwork that hasn't been said? Just freaking great artwork.
Yeah. It was half the reason we loved, what was it called?
Secret Empire.
Secret Empire when it started.
Yep. He made that
when it
shit.
started.
Be honest, he made Secret Empire for sure.
Dirk, I totally agree. I feel like the artwork, it's so special. Right away when you see it now, I'm like, oh, okay, I've seen this, here, and here, and loved it every place that I've seen it. So just really like his work a lot. You know, other than that, I feel like the book, you were talking about, what was the last one that we read? Oblivion song where what does it take? There's so much good stuff out there now. Does this book have what it takes to like keep me reading? And I almost don't know if it does. Like, it was, what happened was kind of weird and kind of you know, whatever. It had enough questions involved that that there's definitely some pull there, but I don't know. You know what I mean? To me, the story is it was almost like a when I have time sort of thing, but the art is like just spectacular. The art is crazy. You know? Yeah, that's my opinion, anyways.
I guess I'm a little biased because I'm a huge Jeff Lemire fan, but if you read the section in the back, this is like his book. I mean, this is what he's been waiting to write, like his entire career. So that's what makes me sort of excited about it. There's certain, I like the mysterious aspects of it that were dropped in it, and I'm a sucker for horror comics like all day. and some of the images in here would just like punch you in the fucking face, disturbing, you know. That's my thoughts on it. I loved it. I mean, it's good. I'm definitely coming back. Obviously, with being a Lemire fan, I'm going to come back, and Sorrentino. But I'm curious to get you guys' perspective on it. Besides Nate, just as I don't know if you're Lemire fans or not, but just to get some outside perspective on it.
I mean, I really like. I like the dark tone of it. I thought it was cool. I mean, I think the art fits the book just so great. I mean,
that's pretty.
The highlight. It's hard to. I like where it's going. I like the priest thing. You know, it's you know, like horror, religious stuff. Seems cool to me. I mean, and the guy's searching for little shards. I don't know about, like, is he crazy? But I like probably not. I like the direction it's going in. It's just hard to, with any #1, it's hard to tell off the bat. how much you're gonna like it. But I definitely love the tone of it, and like I said, the art matches it well. I'm gonna read number 2, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah. Jeff, did you check it out?
Yeah, I read it. It was enough to hook me to find out what's going on because I was trying to figure out the duality between the guy talking to the counselor and then the priest. So that really piqued my interest.
Because he sees the barn.
Yeah, the black barn. That was crazy.
Barn is scary as shit.
And even though I read it on my computer, I was watching, looking panel to panel. I loved how it represented like one person. It was like they're connected in some way. So I'm trying to figure out the connection.
Because he sees the barn in the dream that the guy actually is walking towards in real life. The preacher guy, right? Yeah, and then he wrote it. Dirk's showing it, but you see the barn in its all its glory with just black and red background, and then the flip side is like the mirror image of him relaying what he saw in a dream that felt real, but it was reversed. So I did like that. I think the art got me. I like the minimal chat, but it was very impactful.
Right. Yeah, minimalist style.
And I like that better, where the whole thing tells a story and not just like this really wordy-ass comic book that you're struggling. Really wordy. Yeah, it's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was definitely down, and it shows because I went to try and find it today, and I had to buy it digitally because I couldn't get the hard copy.
Yeah, I just think Sorrentino's so awesome at storytelling. This panel here where he has the Polaroids spread out across 2 pages, cool. That's a fucking incredible panel. Splash page.
There was another panel that was kind of like, it almost gave you like a fisheye look. You're looking at 2 rooms in the way that was crazy. It was like,
one room, but all the way around, with the fisheyes on the wall.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
What's everybody's score?
I think I gave it a 9.
Yeah, I think 9.1 for me.
Dirk,
it was 9 something.
Yeah.
Corey.
8.7.
8.7.
Jesus Christ.
Jeff.
Hold on, I thought I put it down.
I'm gonna say 8.5, and that's all on the art to me.
Yeah. Jeff, you can say 9.0.
Jeff, you put a 9. Straight 9.
9.0, it's the same.
I did put a 9, but that, yeah. 9.1. 9. I'll give it a 9.
9.0.
All right. Nice.
Go get that shit.
Well, if you guys are carrying on, you'll have to let me know if it's must continue reading stuff.
Yeah.
I definitely am intrigued.
For sure. That's it.
All right.
Great.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks for checking it out.
Comically Gaming episode 97.
Yeah, thanks.
Peace.
See you next week.
Later.
Later.